Hi. Feel like I just bowed at you. Arms. Bye. Ha. So I've spoken a few times about maladaptive daydreaming. If you haven't seen those ones, in brief, it's basically not just daydreaming like casually or just like for a few minutes a day or at a time. I mean like hours and hours, or most of your day, or everything that you do gets incorporated into this dream that you have, a waking dream like that you control. And everything like hours. If it's just a few minutes, that's not maladaptive daydreaming. That's maladaptive needs to be excessive. So a lot of daydreaming. Um, and it's usually something people don't talk about. I didn't for the longest time. I was really scared to put up my first video about it. I think that in a lot of cases it can be because someone's very shy. They don't necessarily mm, talk to people like they wish they could, or maybe they have ADHD and they can't concentrate, or maybe they have experienced things that are really horrible, and it's kind of like escapism, and then it becomes something that you can't stop anymore, even though you're no longer in that situation. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why it could happen. It's not officially a mental illness in the DSM, but it is being researched more and more. Dr. Ellie Summer is the one who coined the term maladaptive daydreaming. Anyways, getting into this. So I've spoken before about how like maladaptive daydreaming makes you more creative because you're constantly making up these stories. Maybe you've become a writer. I became a writer. I wanted to talk this time about how it makes you more like I suppose it's kind of a little ironic that it would make you more compassionate and understanding of someone else, even though you've spent so much time walling yourself off and just living in your own head. But in my case, I would always daydream about these situations where I was putting myself into their position because I was creating them. So I'm putting myself into the positions of the other people. I'm putting myself into situations that I didn't actually experience. So I'm putting myself into all these situations, regardless of whether the character was me or someone else. It made me, boy, put myself in their shoes to the point where I could almost feel what they were feeling. So I think that now, boy, I'm I'm shitty at a lot of things. I failed math, I failed science, I failed everything, but I didn't fail writing, I didn't fail compassion. And I think that the fact that I put myself in those situations means that I can articulate feeling the way that I wouldn't ordinarily. So I think that I have that kind of a gift to be able to put myself into situations to the point where I almost do really get it. And and the things that I feel, I've put so many words to in my head that I can articulate it in a way that makes other people feel like, wow, I didn't know how to express that, and now I've heard you say it. Well, um, I think that I articulate better than I would have if I didn't have these daydreams. I think that some of the most poetic, beautiful writing I've ever made was in my head and it went away. So I think that I spoke very poetically in my dreams. I don't know why. It was just the way that I did. I think were beautifully spoken, and then I remember thinking, wow, that's pretty, and then I just forget it ever happened. It's pretty crappy, really. I don't, in case you didn't see that one, I don't daydream like that anymore. It's been a few years. I wasn't entirely sure. Bye! Fuck a duck! Hi, poisonous fish! Now I forgot my train of thought. Ha! Watch me zone out for a second. No, let's leave it. Okay, so I just want to say that I think that it shaped me, and I'm wondering if you guys, those who can relate to the daydreaming, do you feel like it shaped you in any way? Maybe not necessarily the way I was shaped. What did you gain from it that was positive? Because it's kind of like you're very, you defend yourself, not defend yourself. My brain is farting. You spend so much time in this world this other world, and it's almost as valid as the experiences that you don't actually have experienced, because it's so much part of your life. You're spending hours a day doing it, maybe more. It might shape you the way that other conditions, or like real life conditions, would do. So I'm thinking there's got to be something good that we pull out of it that isn't necessarily just like trying to concentrate. So that's the question. How do you think that you, if you've experienced the daydreaming, maladaptive daydreaming as it's coined, what do you think that you got out of it?